All right, so as a review from yesterday, we found out that if we actually looked at the units for speed, it was actually the same thing as saying distance divided by time. Okay? And we also talked about how the rate at which you move, is the same thing as the speed. So that's why I have these two equations that both have the words speed and rate. It's because you can use them interchangeably. Now, the way you remember this is from DIRT, D-R-T, dirt. So if you can't remember the formula, if you think of dirt, it's D equals R times T, dirt. All right, I thought we could start today with going over some of the homework problems from yesterday to make sure you know what you're doing and if you didn't do it right, what you did wrong. Now this first one's a little tricky. There is kind of a little thing in there to throw you off. It says Jim swims a distance, so I'm picking my blue tool because I have my D in blue, from one end of a 50-meter pool, here's the trick, to the other end. Okay, so if you put 50 meters, technically your answer is going to be wrong because he didn't just swim one way. He went that one way and back. So instead of doing 50 meters, the distance is actually going to be 100 meters. Okay? In 25 seconds, that's a time. So 25 seconds, I'm going to put that below my T, so 25 seconds. What is the average speed? So there we're solving for the rate at which he moves. So we have 100 meters equals R times 25 seconds. In order to get the R by itself, you have to divide both sides by 25. So 25 seconds divided by 25 seconds. So when you do that, the 25s are going to cancel out as well as the S's, and that only leaves the R on the right side. Now 100 divided by 25 seconds, well 100 divided by 25 is going to be 4. And since you cannot cancel out an M and an S, our unit is right there. It's M/S, M divided by S. So it's 4M divided by S. The answer is 4 meters per second. Now, if you got the answer of 50, if you did 50 meters, you did 50 meters divided by 25 seconds, then you probably got the answer of 2 meters per second. If you got 2 meters per second and you're on the right track, you know what you're doing, you just got tricked a little bit by the problem. So the clue on this one was that he went there and back. All right, let's go ahead and look at number 2. Mandy jogs to the store 72 meters away. So right there, that's a distance. So 72 meters. So instead of a D, I'm going to substitute it with a 72M. Okay? In a time of 36 seconds. So the time is 36 seconds. What is Mandy's average speed? So you're solving for the rate at which she moves. All right, it's the same as the last problem, except this one's not as tricky. So in order to get R by itself, you're going to have to divide both sides by 36 seconds. 36 seconds. All right, the 36s are going to cancel out as well as the S's because a number divided by itself is just 1, which is going to leave the R by itself. So you have the R, or the rate, the speed, equals 72 divided by 36 meters per second. So we have to look to see how this is going to simplify. So 72 divided by 36 should be 2, because 36 times 2 is 72. And your meters divided by second, you can't do that. So you're just going to rewrite what you see there, M/S. So M/S. So the answer to this problem is Mandy's average speed is 2 meters per second. So for every 1 second that goes by, she jogs exactly 2 meters on average. All right, number 3. An airplane traveling from San Francisco to Chicago travels 1,260 kilometers in 3.5 hours. What is the airplane's average speed? So from this problem, she travels 1,260 kilometers. So that's a distance. In 3.5 hours. So that's a time. So I'm going to write it below. And we are looking for the speed. So the variable is going to stay r, and it's just a matter of solving for r, same as the other problems. So in order to get r by itself, you're going to divide both sides by 3.5 hours. All right, and by doing that, this part cancels out because it turns into 1. So you bring the r down. All right, next thing you do is simplify your problem, which when you do that divided by 3.5, you end up getting 360. So that part turns into 360. And kilometers divided by hours, you can't divide a distance by a time. So we're going to keep them the same. The unit is exactly what you see on top there. It's kilometers/hours. So the plane is traveling 360 kilometers every hour. And if you don't remember our conversions unit, 360 kilometers is the same thing as 360,000 meter sticks. So pretty fast. All right, number 4. Sound travels at a speed of 330 meters per second. Okay, so that's a speed, so the rate at which it moves. So we're going to replace the r with 330 meters per second. Okay, if a lightning bolt strikes the ground 1,000 meters, so that's a distance, away, how long will it take for the sound to reach you? So you're solving for t, because they're asking how long, and they say it's striking 1,000 meters away. Oopsies, I forgot a 0 in there. 1,000 meters away. So this is pretty simple. It's very similar to all the other problems. The only difference is you're solving for t instead of r, but it's set up the exact same way. So what you're going to do is divide both sides by 330 meters per second in order to get the t by itself. Okay, so 330 divided by 330 is going to be 1, so they cancel out, which means the only thing you're left with is t. All right, and so once we simplify the other side, we'll have our final answer. All right, when you type in 1,000 and divide it by 330, the answer that you should get is 3.03. So that's what's going to simplify the 1,000 divided by 330. The harder part's figuring out the unit. So you have a meter on the top and you have a meter on the bottom. So those are going to cancel out. So what's left over? Just the seconds. So the answer is 3.03 seconds. That is how much time it's going to take for the sound to reach you. All right, the last problem. It's a little trickier than the others. Jim Bob wants to drive no more than 8 hours a day. So we're not going to use that for our final answer because we need to know how many hours the whole trip's going to take first. So he's traveling at an average speed of 60 miles per hour. So that's our rate at which he's moving. So we'll replace the rate with 60 miles per hour. All right. What else have they given us? How many days will it take him, we're looking for days, to travel the 1,920 miles? So that's going to be a distance, 1,920 miles. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to figure out basically how many hours it's going to take. And then once we figure that out, we can figure out how many days the whole trip in itself Jim Bob's going to need. So in order to solve for t, you got to get t by itself. So we're going to divide both sides by 60 miles per hour, 60 miles per hour. All right, our right side, this will cancel out because it's going to be 1. which leaves a rate of time left. So let's see what the unit's truly going to be here. When you do 1,920 and divide it by 60, you should get 32. All right, now let's see the units. You have miles on the top and you have miles on the bottom. So those are both going to cancel out. Oh, wrong one. They're going to cancel out. So the only thing left over here is hours. So the answer is 32 hours, but that doesn't answer the question. Because this problem is asking how many days is this whole trip going to take. So if the entire trip is going to take, whoa, that is not there. If the entire trip is going to take 32 hours, and he only wants to go 8 hours every single day, if we take this and divide it by that 8 hours, what we're going to get is, whatever we get here is going to figure out how many days it's going to be. So basically, how many times does 8 fit into 32? So 32 divided by 8, you should get 4. So 4, whoop, there we go, 4. So it's 4 days. This one doesn't work as much for the canceling out. We're just trying to figure out how many times 8 fits into 32. So the answer you should have gotten for number 5 is 4 days. If you got 32 hours, you were on the right track. You did fantastic. The only thing is you just didn't finish the problem. All right. I have another set of problems for you to work on for your homework, if you will, today. So go ahead and get that done, and we'll go over that tomorrow. Have a great day.